Good afternoon, David Sperling. How are you?
Very good.
Okay.
Thank you, John.
I'd like to ask you a question about this new program called DACA. Could you
Yes.
explain to us, please?
The official name is Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. Basically, these are individuals who came to the United States before they were 16 years old and have been here for 5 years, up to June 15th of 2012. In other words, they arrived in the United States before June 15th, 2007, and they've been here since June 15th, 2012, and they were under 16 years of age when they came to the United States. These students and other young people are we call them for short dreamers. And why do we call them dreamers? Because there's been a program called the DREAM Act. This was a legislation that was proposed more than 10 years ago in the United States, and it was to cover young people who came to the United States and were not able to get their any kind of documentation. It was very, very frustrating for a lot of young people because they came here. It wasn't their choice to come to the United States. They came with their parents, and they went to school, but they couldn't get a Social Security number, couldn't get a driver's license, and couldn't get what they needed to succeed in life and to enter a profession. So we call them dreamers that would be eligible under this federal law, but unfortunately it never passed. So what President Obama did 2 months ago was that he said that these people, basically those people that would have qualified under that DREAM Act, are now eligible to get a work permit. Now, this is just a temporary status. It's not a green card. It's not any type of permanent status, but it is renewable. It's renewable for 2 years, and I personally have no doubt that this program, anyone that's in this program that qualifies, is eventually going to be eligible to get a green card and then become a U.S. citizen.
Okay, so basically this is an administrative order, correct?
Correct, yes. And a lot of Republicans were not happy with President Obama because they thought he was skirting the legislative procedure and overriding Congress in doing this. But the problem has been Congress has been in paralysis, and there's been so much political partisanship that a law like this to enable young people to become legal and to enter professions, everyone, Democrats and Republicans, anyone of good faith would support this, but because of politics, it never passed. So we're very happy that through this administrative regulation, more than 1 million young people are going to be eligible to get their work permits, get Social Security numbers, driver's license, go to university, and eventually enter the professions.
And you say this is 2 years and it's renewable, correct?
Yes.
Is that because it need to be submitted to Congress at all to get this thing fully approved, or this is just something that just going to happen like this and we have to wait until 2 years?
No, Congress has no say in the matter. It's similar to a program that we have here in the United States called Temporary Protected Status that is for refugees of natural disasters or wars. There have been this program for some Central Americans and Haitians and Syrians, people of other nationalities, to protect them so they could stay in the United States during this period. And for example, for other countries, they've been able to renew it every year and a half for more than 10 years. So this program, I'm certain, is going to last forever, or forever means until they actually pass the DREAM Act, which will actually give these young people the opportunity to get their green cards. Now, through the DREAM Act, if someone has completed high school and also completed 2 years of university or 2 years in the armed forces, they would be eligible for a conditional permanent residency and then later permanent residency and eventually citizenship.
I see. And how many people do you estimate that has this situation in the U.S.?
Well, there's been estimates that over 1.5 million young people in the United States will be eligible for this program. I have to emphasize that this program does not have a deadline. In other words, there are some people that are less than 15 years old. The program's only for immigrants that are at least 15 years old. There are some that are younger than that now, but who have been in the United States for more than 5 years. So they will become eligible once they turn 15. So it's a program that has no deadline. I should also mention that one of the prerequisites is that the individuals have to have be enrolled in school, completed high school, or be engaged in a program for the equivalent of a high school degree.
Okay, so there are certain requirements that the DACA request.
Yes.
Yeah, required.
And also, John, there's also people who have significant criminal records, of course, will not be approved under this program, and it's completely under the discretion of the Citizenship and Immigration Services, which is the arm of the Immigration Services that provides benefits. So people will be applying, they're starting today, applying for this benefit. Then they will later get a notice, get their fingerprints taken. The government will check to see whether they have a criminal record. And if they don't have any disqualifying criminal charges, the government can exercise its discretion, and in the vast majority of the cases, they'll be giving them a work permit, probably in 4 or 5 months or so.
How about the parents?
The parents is another story. One of the things about this program that I'm so happy to be involved in is because a lot of people are against illegal immigrants and people who cross the border. They did it for different reasons, either to escape wars, for economic purposes, to rejoin their families, or to escape gang violence in their countries. There's a lot of reasons that people left their country, and sometimes they brought their children along. And there are a lot of people in the United States that don't like the idea that there are illegal immigrants in the country, and they're against providing any sort of benefit to any of them, saying that they broke the law. Why should we reward people who broke the law? But it's different with children, because children had no say in the matter. If they came here when they were less than 16 years old, nobody can blame them for coming to the United States. They came because their parents told them to come. So they're here, not through their own choice, but because their parents brought them. And it's only fair that they be given an opportunity to become full members of our society. And many of them have been here since they were like 5 or 6 years old. They're completely Americanized. Some of them don't even speak the language of their parents. They're completely Americanized in every way except that they don't have any papers. And they can't become doctors or lawyers or nurses or teachers or policemen. They have to work in delis or factories or some other illegal employment. So this really opens up the door to hundreds of thousands, actually more than 1 million young people can take advantage of this program. It's a tremendous program.
Yeah, but they may be afraid that if they reveal the location or the address where they live, they may live with the parents. Is there any protection against that?
That's a very good question, John. I was involved in a stakeholders conference yesterday with the Citizenship and Immigration Services Director, Mayorkas, and he went to a great deal of effort to assure people that this information will not be used to arrest and deport other people, although they do have access to that information if they would find information that someone's been involved in serious criminal activity or threats to the danger to the community or national interest. Then they will use that information. But generally speaking, if the parent is here illegally, I don't believe, and I don't believe that the government would use this against the parents. It would be completely against the purpose of this program. It would cause tremendous negative publicity for the government.
Okay, so let's say a person qualified under this program. Okay. What do they have to do? They go to see you, or what's the procedure here?
Well, the procedure is starting today. People can come in. We've had about over 50 people come in today, and they would fill in an application, and we would collect documents, their identity documents to prove who they are, that they're going to school or engaged in an equivalent of a high school program, that they were here before they were 16 years old, and they entered the country before June 15th of 2007, and they don't have any disqualifying criminal convictions. And the vast majority of our clients don't have any criminal convictions. The vast majority of them are eligible, and the government has also shown a lot of flexibility for young people. I mean, let's face it, we all do things when we're young. We all do stupid things when we're young, and I think the government recognizes this and is willing to give a pass for something that's not a violent incident or a drug crime or something that threatens the community. They're showing a little bit of leniency towards young people, not absolutely disqualifying anyone because they have, just a minor criminal record.
Okay. And David, you have one of your associate is an Indonesian speaking, right? Can you introduce?
Yeah.
Can you introduce her, please?
Yes, her name is Leah Santoso, and it's been an honor and a great pleasure for me to work with her. And I myself have been to Indonesia just a few months ago, to Jakarta and Bali at her invitation, and I love the country. I love the people. The only thing I didn't like was the traffic jams in Jakarta. Other than that, I love the country. But here, I'm going to put Leah on. Just hold on one second. Leah?
Hi, John.
Apa kabar? Gimana? Sudah siap untuk ini program DACA?
Yeah, we're ready. A lot of people have been coming in and out. Banyak yang sudah datang kemari dan bertanya. Biasanya mereka kita bisa melihat ya apakah mereka eligible atau tidak itu langsung ketika mereka datang, karena screeningnya tidak terlalu sulit, dan asalkan mereka dijelaskan kira-kira yang dibutuhkan itu apa, saya yakin seharusnya tidak ada masalah ya.
Oke, baik. Oke. Kalau begitu, terima kasih Lia untuk memberi informasi, and thank you David for giving the information. And
it's a great pleasure.
Okay. And
John, it's a great pleasure. Thank you.
And we shall see you again.
Okay, if you have further questions, you can always call us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, John.
Yeah.
Bye.